Já me conseguem ouvir, desculpa. Peço desculpa. Sejam todos muito bem-vindos a mais uma live stream aqui no canal. Vamos continuar a jogar NOIRE, que agora fomos, ao contrário, fomos despromovidos, não é? We were demoted e agora estamos no departamento de incêndios, tipo fogo posto, mas a nível urbano, é arson, ok? O que significa só e apenas que estamos mesmo a terminar. Significa que estamos a terminar o NOIRE. Acredito que mais 2, 3 streams e terminamos o jogo. Portanto, o que vamos fazer é não perder mais tempo, porque tempo é dinheiro, mucho dinheiro. Muchos ceros en el banco do ponto mi camero. E vamos então fazer o primeiro caso de arson, a ver se conseguimos fazer 2 esta stream, mas duvido, que já são 5h30, já estou a começar um bocado tarde. Mas pronto, vamos ver. Vamos indo e vamos vendo. Não é? Pois é. E pronto, olha, é sermos felizes e jogar NOIRE, né? Que são jogos que o pessoal gasta muito, mano. E agora vamos ter que vir aqui e identificar todos os problemas que existem, né? Na sociedade. Na sociedade dos anos 50 ou 40. Muitos. Então, Fernando. Está todo destruído. O que é que eu vou ver aqui? Para além de cinzas e mágoa. Eu não apontei nada a ninguém. Não inventem. Vocês não inventar, mas pronto. É sempre a mesma langa-langa, né? Que é? Oh meu, eu vou descobrir tudo. Vou ver tudo e mais alguma coisa que possa ter acontecido.
Mr. Stevens? Cole Phelps and Herschel Biggs, LAPD. I know it's a difficult time, but could we have a word?
Don Stevens.
You were out of town.
We won a prize. We had a wonderful time. Came home to this.
Do you still have the tickets?
Sure.
It's a formality, but we'll need to speak to the issuing agent.
Ok. Gulliver's Travel Agency, Catalina Island. Departing 6 da tarde. Ei caramba. Aquilo foi emitido no dia 18 e eles partiram logo no dia 19. Suspeito.
Can you tell me any more about the prize that you won, Mr. Stevens?
Weekend at Catalina Island. My wife got this flyer in the mail from the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Não, o gajo parece que não está a dizer a verdade, mas será que está? Parece.
Did you enter any kind of competition?
My wife filled in a flyer. The lady just rung up and told us we won. It's the first time I ever won anything.
Coitado do homem.
The redevelopment fund. Did they offer to buy you out?
They're building new houses. They showed their money and most of the neighborhood just packed up and walked away. But I never bargained with them.
Estás a mentir. Pois estás a mentir, nota-se. Doubt.
Everyone else is selling, but you're the holdout, aren't you?
I was the last. I thought I could hold out for a better price. My house is the center lot.
So now you have to take the price regardless.
Looks like it. I've got no choice. I have to put a roof over my family.
Yeah.
That's all we need for the moment, Mr. Stevens.
All right.
Muito suspeito já. Pronto, isto já passou de incêndios para alto plot. Obviamente que isto foi fogo posto. Obviamente pela empresa que quer comprar isto para fazer construções novas, mais modernas, não é? Ai, ai, ai. Um candelabro. Por acaso acho que isto vai ajudar muito. Pois claro que não. Achas que isso ia ajudar alguma coisa? É muita dor. Ok.
Circumstantial.
Yeah. Foi exatamente esse livro que começou o incêndio todo. É melhor prender já esse livro, que acho que o problema é mesmo do livro. O gajo pega em tudo. O gajo pega em tudo, é incrível. O gajo pega em absolutamente tudo. Um sapato? É dele, cara.
Incidental.
Yeah. Como é que eu vou encontrar que prova, seja que prova for, meu? Ixi. Aliás, será que é suposto encontrar provas? Caramba. Deixa-me ver aqui a periferia da casa. Aqui na chaminé. Não. Deixa eu falar aqui com o meu amigo.
I'm stumped. Ideas? You seen the water heater? Only so many places to start with a fire like this.
Onde é que está o water heater? Tem aqui water heater nenhum, estás todo.
Any
Evidence
ideas?
is hard to come by at a fire. We gotta search around.
Bem, vou fazer a chamada. Ver se tenho aí novas informações dramáticas. Water heater. Aqui o water heater. Estás todo ceguinho. Será que é aqui? Peraí. Ah, está aqui uma cena. Está Insta Hit. Mais uma vez.
Recently serviced. Could be something to go on.
Ah, isto passa-se em 1947. Está bem. Foi no dia 19 de setembro de 1947. Pelo Matthew Ryan. Pelo Matthew Ryan, sim senhor. Deixa-me fazer aqui uma chamada telefónica para averiguar se há algo que possa... coisa.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need information on the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Yes, Detective. Just checking. The fund is a semi-government agency established to speed up the building of GI homes. It has private investors as well as a government endowment.
You have an address for them?
There is one listed here, corner of Beverly and Mariposa.
Beverly Mariposa. Now.
Let me guess. Hiding from the wife?
Será que há mais alguma prova? Deixa-me falar aqui com este indivíduo. Amigo.
So what next?
We could hit the travel agent or try this suburban lead.
Eu por acaso estou mais inclinado para o travel agent. Pois estou.
You know the way. You can drive.
All right. Where to?
Pois estou. O que é isto? Sour House Fire. Hã? Ou podemos realmente ver... Realmente podemos ver a outra casa. Não era má ideia. Bem, vamos à outra casa. Sour Family Home, Scene of Residential House Fire. Isto aqui vai ser autoplot, já estou a ver.
House fires?
This is arson. We get an average of 2 a night. Does that answer your question?
2 house fires por dia. É muita casa a arder, fogo. É que eu quero ver se é o mesmo gajo.
Hi, Albert. We've caught this case.
Hey, Biggs. You have a partner? What gives?
This is Cole Phelps. You may have read about him.
Oh, now I get it. Hello, Phelps. Welcome to the netherworld of arson. Family of 4 found dead in their beds.
Hey!
Heater exploded.
Another one.
Looks that way. Insta-Heat Model 70. Before you get excited, we get a couple of water heaters a month go bang. Take a look around the yard and see what you can find.
Ah! Isto não é aquele... não quero mais. Eu vou ver onde é que é o newspaper. Mas era aquele newspaper. Está aqui, Family Burned to Death. Pois que nós vimos isto. Family Burned to Death, cop says the house fire are suspicious. Pois é. Mas bem, a setup, manifesta, walk in the Elysian Fields. Ok. Não é este caso. Este é o Gasman. Mr. Gasman.
Val,
You gonna stick it out, Cole?
I'm gonna try, Mal. What have you got?
Family by the name of Sawyer. Mother, father, and 2 kids. All in bed from the looks of it. I'd say carbon monoxide poisoning. The burns are superficial.
Time of death.
I'd say about midnight. Anything more exact will take some time to determine. Lynch tells me this has something to do with a faulty water heater.
Could be. There's been a spate of problems with a particular brand. I've got another angle in mind.
You care to elucidate, Detective? This is a murder and not an accident. Sharing information has helped us solve quite a few cases together.
I need something concrete, Mal, before the department gets wind of it. I'm in arson for a reason.
I feel sorry for your wife and kids, Phelps, not for you.
Fica a boca. Pá, ele tem
You're
razão.
a good case, man. One of the best I've ever met. I'll help in any way I can.
Thanks, Mal. I'd say that's firm but fair.
Pá. Quem é que te mandou andar a visitar com a nalheira?
How about the insurance companies write these incidents up as acts of God?
Bem, vamos ver se encontramos. Então, isso aqui diz 5 horas. Este relógio pelo menos parou às 5, não é? Pode ser uma pista. Para que é que eu quero a ventoinha? Não preciso da ventoinha, obrigado. Eu precisava era de... Precisava de encontrar o coisa. Como é que eu vou? Deve ser também lá fora, não é? Procurar o water heater. Oi. Deve ser do outro lado. Está aqui. Então. Ah, está aqui uma válvula. Insta Heat Model 7.
Is this significant?
Regulator valve. Good find.
Detectives? This is the next door neighbor.
Detective Phelps, can you help?
They were supposed to be going away. They won a trip somewhere. But little Henry got sick, so they had to cancel. What are the chances?
Do you know who ran the competition?
Gulliver's Travel, up on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Exatamente a mesma agência.
Big help.
Phelps, the guy across the street. I've seen him before. He likes fire. Hurry, you can still catch him.
Não, não, mas não é este. Não é. Garantidamente que não é.
Stop! LAPD!
Garantidamente que não é. Garanto.
What's your name?
Pedro.
Herbert Chapman.
So you like fires.
Some.
Watching them or setting them?
I don't want any trouble.
Turn out your pockets.
You're a naughty boy, aren't you, Herbert?
I keep myself to myself.
Pronto, Oriflame, ok. Também existe em Portugal.
Cigarette in a matchbox gives you a 5 or 6 minute delay. You want more time, you use a mosquito coil. Don't you, Herbert?
You like this fire, Herbert?
Hell no. I heard it over the fire radio. Sounded sweet.
When you finish following your leads, come and see me at the fire station. I have a theory about this.
Will do, Lynch. Take this guy in. We might want him for questioning later.
You got it, Detective.
Why have you got such a hard-on for this case? If it is murder, it's almost impossible to prove. Fire doesn't leave much evidence. There's no percentage in this.
I think it's more than one case.
They're house fires, Cole. Accidents, heater fires, gas explosions.
There's got to be a reason.
The reason is you want to be a star again. Forget it. Give it up. You'll feel better.
There's something to this. I know it.
What are you talking about? Arson is insurance. It's always been insurance.
We still investigate the cases, Biggs. The people in this house are dead.
Go soak your head, Phelps. This hero business is a full-time obsession with you.
I'm gonna make this case. I'm gonna rub the department's nose in it. Help me or stay out of my way. You got it?
Pronto. Mas eu não quero, amigo. Eu quero é... Conduzas tu.
I need to go over the case.
Bem, eu acho que vou agora à agência de situações, não é?
Where are we headed?
A agência. Agency responsible for issuing Catalina Island competition ticket. La compétition. Piqué. Shakira, Piqué y el piquetón. Já estamos aqui no Gulliver Travel Agency.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD.
John Cunningham. Can I help you, gentlemen?
We have reason to believe that the Sawyer family of 4414 Rosewood Avenue recently won a competition run by your company.
Yes, I remember them. They called up to cancel at the last minute. One of the kids was sick. Very unfortunate.
Do you mind if I take a look at that?
Eba. Tá aqui o tal, o Sawyer.
The Sawyer family, Rosewood Avenue. Here they are, Steffens. Tell us about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
There's not much to tell. They run a promotion. Our promotion's mailing list covers half of LA.
Pá, parece que está a falar a sério, não é? Vou usar a intuição. Mas acho que ele está a dizer a verdade, mas... Yeah.
So they are not a government agency?
I don't believe so. Government organizations don't usually get involved in promotions.
Ok.
I'm told the tickets were a prize.
Yes, they were.
You do a lot of these prizes.
Look, there are hundreds of these promotions running at any one time. If you're the lucky guy, you get your name pulled out of a hat.
Estás a mentir com os dentinhos todos.
While the Sawyer family were supposed to be at Catalina Island, their house burnt down. You consider them lucky?
Christ. I'm sorry to hear that.
Can you tell me who offered the prize won by the Sawyer family?
Sure. Look, there's supposed to be some sort of supervised draw with hundreds of tickets. But the reality is the Suburban Redevelopment Fund calls me every couple of weeks and tells me exactly who has won. Thanks for your help.
E depois incendeiam.
Wish I could do something for that family.
You could put round the hat. A few bucks would really help them now.
I suppose so.
Good. I'll put you down for 50. I could tell you were Samaritan the minute I walked in the door.
50? Are you
Good man, Cunningham. You're all right.
Yeah, I'm great. Poorer, but great.
Ok. Agora, se calhar vou ao último sítio que me falta. Que não sei o nome. Ah. Ir à própria empresa que está a fazer esta cena toda, não é? Então. Ei, eu carrei muito tempo, não é?
You can drive.
Ah.
So where do you want to go?
Então quero ir ao sítio.
Let me guess. You want to check out the suburban address?
Yes.
Great
Obviamente.
partners must be
Certeza vamos chegar lá, vai estar fechado. Com a sorte que tenho.
This is supposed to be the registered offices of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
This is an Elysian housing development, Mac.
So Elysian is an investor in the redevelopment fund.
Looks that way.
Are we done here, Mac? I've got work to do.
Sure, buddy. Thanks for your help. Elysian are investors in the suburban redevelopment. So what? If you think I'm putting my pension on the line and harassing Leland Monroe without evidence, you're out of your mind.
Bem, então aqui não dá para fazer nada, né? Então vamos
Where exactly are we going?
ao quartel de bombeiros. Não é, que o gajo disse que queria falar
He
comigo.
says we should visit him at Fire Station 32.
Yes.
Who exactly is this guy, Lynch?
Lynch is a legend. You should feel privileged. He doesn't let many people into the inner sanctum. Keep your mouth shut, and you'll learn something about fires.
Pronto. Se o Lynch percebe, quem sou eu para dizer o contrário?
We came as soon as we could.
I used to be indecisive.
Lynch.
Now I'm not
Biggs,
for sure.
you two investigating the house fire on Kenmore Avenue as well?
Sim.
Yep. Why?
I had a look around the place while I was out there.
Do you believe the fire?
I deal in facts, Phelps. Evidence of an explosion. No obvious sign of accelerants. Wiring looks intact. Come and take a look at this.
Pois. Mas a válvula não. A válvula
Is the
está ao
heater from the
contrário.
Sawyer fire out?
Yes, it is.
Ah, isto aqui já é o Varley.
was recently serviced.
Pois. Também foi dia 27/8.
I have a theory, and it's a theory only. I don't have enough evidence to prove...
Al, if you say it's so, we're listening.
Okay, Phelps, you're a bright penny. You have a gas supply. You have a Bunsen burner as a pilot light. You have a regulator valve, and the balloon represents the gas expanding in the room. Now, the gas has to make contact with the mosquito coil to form an explosion. Let's see if you can work out the chain of events.
Oh, caralho. Então, tem que passar por aqui. E depois é que tem que passar. Caramba. Pausa. Não.
Good, your regulator's in position.
Acho que não é aqui. Pronto, isto tem que ser aqui, obrigatoriamente, não é?
The gas bubble needs to be next to the coil if it's gonna ignite.
Okay, I'll light your pilot, turn the gas on.
You pull the lever on the left to turn on the gas.
Ah.
So that's how it's being done.
Maybe. There could be a fault with these valves. I've adjusted this one for our experiment, but you need to take it to InstaHeat and see what they say. Their headquarters is on North Harvard Boulevard, number 262.
Thanks, Albert.
You're welcome, Biggs. See you at the next show.
E next show, eles já consideram incêndios como espetáculos. Opa, este pessoal é doente, isto é doença. Isto tudo é doença. Mas bom. Não, tu vais, mas é conduzir que eu não quero cá essas. Quero cá essas coisas. Vamos ao InstaHeat, aos headquarters.
Show?
The next fire.
Pois.
Go to the factory and see how many of these things are going bang in the night.
You know this Chapman character?
Guy's a freak. Loves fires. He's the kind of guy that we'd like for a lot of things, but we don't really have any credible evidence to pursue him with.
Ok. Pronto, mas isto está visto, anda aqui um plot em relação àquela zona, à construção, e basicamente o pessoal que não se coça para receber o guito é o que lhes acontece à casa e nada mais. And Atecep, Kitty Real, The Streets are Crazy, Chris Ronaldo, Sui. Bem-vindo à stream, Diogo. Está tudo? Está tudo. Mais um InstaHeat.
New and improved model.
Pois, este se calhar não explode.
These like hotcakes.
Chris. Bem, eu já estou a inventar. Peraí, que eu já estou a inventar, não é para aqui. Minha senhora, preciso falar com um indivíduo, tá bem?
LAPD detectives, ma'am. We need to speak to someone in charge.
I see. Well, duty manager for today is Mr. Ryzen.
Ah.
You should find him in his office.
Ok. Steph only. Eu não sou Steph, mas sou only. É este o indivíduo. Amigo. Oh meu, eu sou detetive e já não tenho wife. Que eu agora sou divorciado porque andei a pinocar uma alemã. Será que é aqui? Está aqui. O manager.
Detective Phelps and Biggs, arson. We're investigating a couple of house fires. What can you tell us about this?
É uma válvula.
Pressure regulator from a Model 70. Let me take a look. We have a problem. This has been tampered with.
What?
You see this diaphragm? It forms a seal across the saddle here. Gas flows across from here to here. The diaphragm regulates flow. It's been reversed. It's a subtle change, but it means the gas never closes off properly.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that this is not a manufacturing fault or service repair?
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the design.
You're telling me that you've never had any problems with this heater?
Look, we've changed the design since the Model 70.
These things are still being installed?
It's the demand. None of us could keep up with the amount of housing going up. At the budget end, we're still using some of the old stock. We are installing 100 heaters a week. They're not all faulty.
They're not all safe either.
Are these diaphragms prone to failure?
They tend to go after a while. The rubber lasts quite a few years and then it perishes.
So the guys' names that I've been seeing doing the repairs on the heaters, they're fully licensed and accredited.
Sure, of course they are.
Estás a mentir.
I think you're lying, Ryzen. I think some of your men aren't fully licensed. You're desperate to cover your sales.
And how are you going to prove that, detective? Name me one of my guys who would have overlooked a fault like this.
Até posso dizer dois, né?
What about Matthew Ryan?
You know about Ryan, huh? All right, he's been in some trouble, I know that. He's done his time.
You in the habit of hiring criminals?
São mais baratos.
I need guys, detective. This boom is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I want you to get me a copy of the list of your installers.
Okay, I'll get it for you.
Então.
There, around a dozen of them. Housing business is going crazy at the moment.
Straight to hell.
This is a long shot. We are not going to rouse that whole list.
Sim.
I want to run it by R&I, cross-reference for arsonists. See if any of these guys have any previous. Sir, I need to use your phone.
Go right ahead.
Ok. Então vamos lá ligar ao R&I.
Five-star goddamn wedding.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
What the hell?
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need to know if any of the following names have a previous criminal history.
Okay, Detective, run the names.
Acevedo Ernesto, Clemens Walter, Elgram John, Gable Leroy, Kelligrew Peter, Cutner Robert, Limehouse Albert, Manning Franklin, Neves Raymond, O'Brien Thomas, Ryan Matthew, Spurgeon William, Varley Reginald, Zurich Stephen.
Clemens Walter. Previous conviction for arson and malicious damage. Burned down a house in Westwood in 1942.
E já vai há muito
4-year
tempo.
jail term.
Thanks.
Ryan Matthew. Charged for contempt of court. Attempted murder. Plea bargain down to assault charge.
Oi.
Anyone else?
There is a Reginald Varley wanted for murder by Detroit Police Department.
Mau.
Thanks. You've been a big help, young lady.
One of these days.
Your employment roster is quite the rogues gallery, Mr. Rasick. Desperate times indeed. Do you have an address for Clemens?
He's working on an apartment building on Catalina and 3rd.
What about Ryan?
Currently working at a housing development on Normandy and 1st Street.
Varley, where is he?
Beverly and Mariposa, currently working on a new housing development. Hey, Varley's a good guy. You can't harass all my people.
These guys have lockers.
Yes, they do, but my men have a right to some privacy. Don't you need a warrant or something?
Show him and keep quiet.
Cumprir a lei é complicado para os detetives também.
Here. Happy now?
Yes.
Stick around, Mr. Rasick.
Walter Clemens.
California to be a secretary.
Law Authority.
Clemens is a fellow traveler.
An anarchist essay. Deixa eu ver aqui o Matthew Ryan. É caralho.
Some light reading on the merciless capitalist machine.
E
Ryan wants the world to be a better place, don't we all?
acabou. Ok. Pois, isso é só um alicate, tem lá calma. Também não vais descobrir a pólvora com um alicate. Cara, este...
The company went through thousands of these in the war. Still got eaten alive. Barley has a problem with bugs.
É. Será que é este? Já há muitas provas contra ele.
You know that a mosquito coil takes an hour to burn down, Rasick?
No, I didn't know that.
It's the favorite choice of ignition by arsonists. Gives them time to get away.
You're crazy. He probably lives near the canals in Venice. Mind if I leave you to it? I got work waiting.
3 birds. Clemens, Ryan, Varley. Where to, Phelps?
Se calhar o Clemens, não?
Advice?
3 birds. Clemens, Ryan, Varley. Where to, Phelps?
Se calhar ir ao... Credo. Calma. Só estava a sair daqui. Ah, pois é, ao que parece isto há um achievement.
How are we gonna look getting around in this thing, Cole?
Olha, este aqui do Insta-Hit também, ó.
Fine. But if the skipper sees us driving around this, we're dead.
Pá, só estou a entrar nos carros para experimentá-los, são bonitos. O que é que eu te diga?
Can you drive to this one?
Bem, vamos ao Clemens Worksider. Vamos lá. Pepe, tua bilhota, linda! Este, o Clemens é o tal anárquico, não é? Ou esse era o outro, é o Matthew Ryan. Já não me lembro.
Biggs, LAPD. We want some answers and we want them quick.
Okay, okay. What's this all about? Just tell me what you want.
You know Reginald Varley?
No? Can't say I do.
Detroit PD is after Reginald Varley for murder. You want us to run you in for aiding and abetting Clemens?
Whoa, 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 whoa. All I know about Varley is he gets kickbacks from some developer. Does their work first. Spreads it around if he can.
You're licensed and work for InstaHeat?
I contract for them. So what?
InstaHeat hires arsonists, does it?
I've worked as a fitter all my life. Put everything I had into that house. And my fucking mud shark of a wife gets awarded it in settlement. She's blowing spics 2 at a time while I'm at work. And she gets the house. Yeah, I burnt it all right. Set fire to that fucker and watched it burn to the ground. I did my time and I'd do it again.
Sorry about the rouse, Clemens. You did the right thing.
O quê? Que incrível.
Do you know Matthew Ryan?
No. Don't know the name.
Mentiroso, que eu tenho o panfleto.
You and Ryan are fifth columnists.
And how do you figure that, wise guy? What proof do you have? Been following me to meetings?
We found a pamphlet in your locker, Clemens. We can add your name to the register. HUAC might want to interview you.
That shit was from Ryan. He's always pushing that shit on people. Drives me nuts.
Ah, mas afinal
He's got it
conhecias.
in for the company.
All right, Clemens. You're off the hook for the moment.
Can I get back to work now?
Let's get out of here, Phelps. He ain't our guy.
Será que não? E agora?
You can drive.
Vamos ao
Where are we headed?
Varley. Já fica. Fazemos por ordem.
Farley's on the run. He might be packing heat. If he's wanted for murder, I say we take the doubt out of the equation and let him have it.
You nervous?
It's been a while.
You were in combat.
In 1917. You know, I never fired my weapon in the line of duty.
There's nothing to be ashamed of. I hope your piece is still serviceable, Herschel.
I may be old and out of practice, but I'm still a Marine, Phelps.
It would be better for our case if we could bring him in, Herschel.
Pá, mas se for para matar eu mato. Mato tudo. Sou muito violento.
LAPD, Varley! Stop or I'll shoot! Stop or I will shoot!
Já dá. Easy peasy. Fácil.
Why did you run from us, Varley?
I'm gonna take a wild guess that you're the same Reginald Varley the Detroit police have an outstanding warrant on. How am I doing so far?
I need a lawyer before I talk to any of you.
Reginald Varley, you're under arrest for committing a series of arsons. You're also under arrest for murder. Detroit PD will be putting in a request for your extradition. Until then, you're a guest of the city.
Arson? You can't hang that rap on me.
Be quiet. Be thankful we don't shoot you.
Are all the cops in this town crazy?
Take him away, officer.
É sim, tem que ser. Bad cop, bad cop.
You know the way. You can drive.
All right. Where to?
Então vamos ao Ryan, não sei o que é. É o único que nos falta.
Are you Matthew Ryan?
Who's asking?
Detective
melhor.
Phelps and Biggs. Arson Squad.
Arson.
You heard the man.
Let's just put this stuff in the car and I'll be right with you.
Hold it, Ryan. I said...
Filha da...
Those are GI's backyard was crashing.
The damage is only cosmetic.
He's a one-man wrecking ball.
Move in. I'll take out the van.
He's going to kill those men.
They'll get out of the way.
Only if they hear him coming.
Close in, Phelps. We need to take Ryan down before he hurts somebody.
Neste jogo.
Got an arson-related assault charge and he's running.
Running don't mean nothing. We gotta get this guy in a room before we can get an angle on him.
This man has got to be stopped.
It's no good. We need to get closer.
Give it up, LAPD.
Acabou a festa.
Why did you run, Ryan?
I was scared.
You got a reason to be scared, Ryan?
Matthew Ryan, I'm arresting you on suspicion of committing a series of arsons.
É sim. E agora? Pois, agora vou ter que ir à police station.
As much
Exato.
as I'd like it to be, Chapman, I think it's one of the
You
other
drive.
two guys.
I need to go over the
Let's
case
get to the
notes.
station and close this case.
I'm out of here.
Pronto. Vamos lá entrevistar eles. Os meninos.
I want to make homicide. You know you made it.
I have two suspects.
Phelps, you got nothing. Biggs, Ryan's waiting for you in interview 1. Varley's in 2.
Hey, Hopkins, you practicing your asshole routine again? Come on, Phelps.
Então, deixa-me ver aqui interview room 1. Oh, e era mesmo contigo que eu queria falar. Vamos lá conversar.
Get this thing off your chest.
If that's your opening gambit, you better try again.
So you want to change the world, Ryan?
Yes, I do. So does every reasonable person.
And you're doing your part?
Yes, I am.
Does that include sabotaging water heaters to destroy a company?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
This is industrial sabotage, Ryan. It's all part of your campaign.
You're delusional, detective. What campaign?
Então tu és anárquico.
Your locker
Vai
is
buscar.
full of pamphlets. Clemens told us how you were always foisting them on people.
Sure. I spread the pamphlets. A guy has to do something. Insta-heat heaters break down every day. They're still peddling the same lousy design that they lifted from Hephaestus.
Instaheat bought out Hephaestus?
Them, Vulcan, Pyro, and a bunch of other companies.
And you still work for them.
A guy has to work.
And the directors of the company. How do you feel about them these days?
You work it out.
You know how to reverse a diaphragm in the regulator valve of a Model 70 heater?
No, I don't.
Pá, mas o gajo.
If you know enough to do your job, you know enough to do that repair. You're lying, Ryan.
And how do you think you can prove that?
Isto não tem nada a ver. Heater serviced by Ryan. Steven's family heater destroyed after being serviced by Matthew Ryan. Gas flow regulator valve. Factory manager Ivan testifies to his. Pode ser isto. Isto é uma cena básica, né? Deve ser uma cena básica deles.
Your boss at Insta said that you've all been trained to do it. It's a common repair.
Yeah.
Are you calling him a liar?
Okay, so I know how it's done. But what would be the point? You'd just end up with a gas leak and then a small fire when you turn the pilot back on.
And if you didn't reset the pilot and the gas spread, what was the cause of the fire in your own home, Ryan?
I won't tell you.
What can you tell me about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Nothing.
Tu sabes.
I think Suburban is a front for your anarchist buddies. They're arranging for people to be out of town while you burn their houses down.
Suburban? What's that got to do with me? That's Farley's bilk. He's the one with the cozy agreement with those fascists.
You have a history of violence.
I have no such thing.
Será que tem algum...
You're lying, Ryan.
And how exactly are you gonna prove that?
Eu não tenho... Aqui. Ryan Criminals Record.
You were charged with attempted murder, Ryan.
It was a court case. No criminal liability was the verdict. They said that they couldn't have known that the faulty heater installation would cause a fire. All I know is I lost my whole family. And the company that was responsible got away with it. What would you do?
Which company?
Hephaestus Water Heater Company.
Vou interrogar o outro.
So I can go?
Sure. As soon as your red friends storm the building and carry out, you'll keep your seat until we decide how long to lock you up for, knucklehead.
Vamos entrevistar o outro. Mas acho que é este. Mais por causa das ideias anarquistas e tal.
The procedure says we eliminate all of the suspects. Let's speak to Varley.
Oi.
What now?
Maybe the man from Michigan will have something to say to us.
Oi. O jogo está bugado.
Did you read about the Trellstad case?
Oh, que cara.
No. That's the detective who solved it. Those poor kids losing everything like that.
Bem, interview number 2. Está aqui.
You know you made it. We have Matthew Ryan in custody, Varley. I think all we need to do is ask him about this, and he'll rat you out.
Fuck Ryan, that pinko bastard.
Have you ever worked on a place on Rosewood Avenue? Family by the name of Sawyer?
Maybe. I'm from out of town. I go where they send me. I don't do a lot of repairs, though. I'm flat out on new installations.
Why are you lying to me, Varley?
Eu tenho provas, estiveste lá.
The new installation's completed. Why are you bothering with wrecks like the Sawyer house?
So I'm lying just because I can't remember if I was there or not? How can you prove that I was?
Ah, é? Ai, não sabes? Então eu vou-te dizer.
Your name is on the inside door of their water heater.
Okay. You got me there. Suburban, yeah, they wanted that guy out. Sawyer kept complaining about not being able to get his heater service, so they threw in a free service as a sweetener. I think he played him, though. Because he still wouldn't sell.
Word is, you're in the pocket of some property developer?
Never. I got principles.
Mas eu acho que tinha aqui um statement qualquer que... The Matthew Ryan, gas fitter Matthew Ryan testified to viral conspiring with suburban redevelopment. Quase que aposto que é isto.
How did Suburban put the squeeze on you? Did they find out about your record?
There's no way you can link me to Suburban. You're wasting your time.
Ryan says you offered to cut him in on the kickbacks they were offering. He'll testify in court.
Suburban, they got real-time pressure on getting some of the big developments finished. There's some big date that they can't afford to miss. So yeah, I took their money. But so did a lot of guys, all right? Carpenters, electricians, plumbers. It's no big conspiracy.
What would reversing the diaphragm of an Insta-Heat Model 70 do?
Yeah, I made that mistake before. You get a big bang when you turn the pilot back on.
So you didn't deliberately sabotage the water heater at the Sawyer house?
No, I did not. You out of your mind?
I don't believe you, Varley. I think Suburban wants homeowners who don't want to sell out of the way.
I think you're out of your mind. Where is the evidence that I have done anything to contribute to this fire? Huh?
Mosquito coils que estava no teu cenas.
Arsonists use cigarettes and mosquito coils as time delay fuses. We found an open box of mosquito coils in your locker.
Whoa, hang on! Those things, they belong to Ryan, all right? He asked me to hold them because his locker's full of stupid pamphlets. I thought he used them for camping.
Isto foi importante.
We're done for now.
Isto foi importante.
So what
Mas botar tudo foda.
You're either going back to Detroit to face a murder rap, or you're staying here to answer for these arsons.
Foi o outro. O que é que este gajo tinha? Mas... E daí? Mas acho que é este.
I've been in this job 20 years. I never thought it was done.
Matthew Ryan, I'm charging you with committing a series of arsons and for the murders of Hank Sawyer, Edwina Sawyer, Henry Sawyer, and Jessica Sawyer.
You're putting an innocent man away here. You hear me? I didn't set any fires. I didn't kill that family.
Será que errei? Será que era mesmo outro? Se calhar era outro.
Phelps, what you did to your wife and kids was un-American.
My wife threw me out.
Did I ask for your opinion? You're here to listen to mine. What I was going to say, before I was interrupted, was you did a good job on the Stephen Sawyer case. We don't often get results in arson, so well done.
What about me? Do I get a little stamp on my hand or a lollipop or something?
What you get is another case. A bad one, unfortunately.
Matthew Ryan fronts the grand jury with 4 murder charges around his neck. Pá, só podia ter sido ele, não é? Porque foi curiosamente na casa dele que morreram 4 pessoas. Ele foi a última pessoa a coisar. O gajo estava no Japão. Boom! Isto era agora uma casa de uma pessoa, tipo, mesmo mais realista.
You're 2 blocks behind first and second. We have more buildings to clear. You know our orders, Sergeant. There's barely a building left standing or not on fire in your zone, Cole. Is your sector full of Japs?
Questioning my command.
The captain doesn't want anyone falling behind.
Tell the captain we will join him when the job is done.
Just give us the word, Sarge. We'll take care of him.
He should be sectioned. That Jap lover's a fucking liability. We're here to kill Japs, not our own people. Star-crossed son of a bitch. No one wants to serve under him. He's bad fucking luck. Can it? We've a job to do here. If I can live with it, you can too.
Yeah, o Phelps é alta pizza. Não curto nada ao Phelps. Bem, isto aqui é um novo caso, não é? A Walking Elysian Fields. Aqui há um. Neste coisa há um coisa. Neste coisa há um coisa. Neste. Epá, tá, estou assassino do cisne. Isto aqui é do coisa.
At least 4 Vicks. Get out there and find out what you can. The address is 650 North Hobart.
Ok. Vamos lá.
That bum took a swipe at me, so I put him down in my sap.
Is he in some kind of trouble?
I don't care. I don't go in for letting gangsters off scot-free.
Mas é um bocado anticlimático este jogo.
Just don't know how to dance to bebop.
Mas pronto. É o que é. It is what it is.
You know the way. You can drive.
Por favor, muito, que eu detesto conduzir neste carro, neste jogo.
You hear about Rancho Escondido?
Are we having a conversation, Biggs?
Okay, fuck it. Forget
I'm teasing you, Herschel. Tell me about it.
The new housing development's a couple of weeks from completion. Burned to the ground last night. GIs are ready to move in this weekend. The developer's gonna have some very angry customers.
Isso é esquisito. Muito esquisito. Ei! Tudo queimado. Deixa-me ver aqui onde é que está o jornal. Outside the Morelli's house, on the side of the lawn. Esta não é Morelli's house, ou é? Não. Só diz house fire. Não, é aqui. Aqui. Ex-serviceman irate as GI houses razed. Rancho Escondido on the Fantio Avenue left in ruins. 5 more dead in North Harvard Boulevard. Blaze police. Police chasing potential firebug. Dramático. Que agora quero ver a cutscene.
How did you get my number, Ira? At first I didn't understand you, but now I do. I'd like you to come back to the clinic. I'm helping other people now, Doctor.
I think you are confused. You haven't been to the clinic for weeks.
I'm not confused anymore, Doctor. I'm helping people be together.
This world is only temporary. We'll all be happier in heaven.
Why don't you tell me where you are and I can come to you? I think the fires should end now. They have served their purpose. Oh, the fires are only beginning, Doctor. After the fires, everything will be beautiful and clean.
Everything will be erased. The world will be fresh and new.
I can see my purpose now, Doctor. And you helped me to find it.
Yeah, este é o paciente dele que anda a incendiar casas. Vamos lá. Ei!
Do you have a name?
Morelli, Mike. We recovered a picture of the family.
Okay. Anything else?
To be honest, I just got here, Phelps. Best you talk to Lynch. He's the expert.
Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
I think they've been moved. Ooh. I think someone moved them after the explosion and before the fire.
Can you explain that, please?
I'm almost positive the cause of death is asphyxiation due to gas inhalation. Look at the parts of their bodies that aren't scorched. The coloring around the fingertips is typical.
They wouldn't have felt it.
I think the fire damage is post-mortem. I think someone moved them into this room after the explosion.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why would you run into a burning building?
Oi, o quê?
There isn't much I can tell you right now, Cole.
What are they doing?
Prayer effect is from the fire. Muscles and tendons contract.
What the fuck?
Do your job, Phelps. Let me do mine.
Hey.
You ever think about how many people have died in this world? And how big heaven would have to be to accommodate them, Biggs?
No, I have not. Show some respect.
It's our boy. I think he watches the fires. I think the Sawyer fire went wrong.
So what about the guy we have in jail, Phelps?
We got the wrong guy.
That doesn't explain why he ran into a burning building. What would make anyone do that?
Guilt.
For the fires?
For his mistake. This guy wants to burn houses, not families. He expects the houses to be empty. He was trying to redeem himself. He probably thought they'd be happier together.
You are one very disturbed individual, Phelps. I know you had it rough lately, but you should start to compartmentalize your thoughts.
He could be right. Can you come up with an alternative explanation?
I'm sure it's the same guy.
Are you telling me that some son of a bitch murdered these people, the whole family, and arranged them here like Cupid dolls?
Might fit, Cole, but I don't think we could ever prove it. There's very little evidence.
Evidence?
Albert, check out the hot water system. Make sure we're dealing with the same MO.
Sure, Phelps. I'll get back to you.
Leave the rest to us, Cole. You better find out what's eating Biggs.
Ok, isto é só uma escova. Oh Phelps, tem calma, é só uma escova. Só uma escova de cabelo, calma. Vai tudo correr bem.
This isn't what we're looking for.
What the fuck? Olá? What? Olá, olá. O OBS crashou, mas já estou de volta. Que cena mais aleatória, fogo. Pois eu queria vir era cá abaixo. Ei! Alto buracão. Isto não tem nada a ver com nada. Isto era uma bicicleta.
This is the flashpoint. The heater detonated with enough force to expose the foundations.
Yeah. Alta explosão. Calma, isso é só um maço.
Shake a leg, Herschel.
You do your job, I'll do mine.
Como é que eu saio daqui? Caramba.
So something finally got to you.
You want my help, pretty boy? You got it. You keep riding me and you won't be pretty much longer.
We can get this guy, Herschel.
You think you've seen everything, Phelps? I was with the 2nd Marines at Bella Wood. The things that went on in that farmhouse. My own guys on fire, screaming for a way out. You're not gonna get this guy. There's gonna be no photos and no citations. We're gonna kill this miserable fuck. End of story. You getting this?
You remember the list from the travel agent?
Sure.
The Morellis were winners too. Their name was on that list.
Christ. We should take a look around, work the neighbors, see what they know. I'll go across the street.
Okay, I'll try this side.
I haven't done this for years.
You don't look like a fireman, son.
About $50 for an exclusive.
LAPD. Can you tell me anything about the fire next door?
Terrible luck. Imagine after having won that weekend away.
What's your name, sir?
Foreman. Dudley Foreman.
Did you see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep when we heard the explosion.
Oh, estás a mentir com os anos todos.
You didn't like Morelli, did you?
Some neighbors you get along with, some you don't. Guess they should have sold up.
What do you mean?
They're knocking down all these old houses and building a new subdivision for GIs. Morelli was being difficult.
You said someone is knocking these houses down?
Elysian Fields. You must know them. They're billboards. That Monroe character beaming down at you. We've had an offer for the house.
Did the Morellis want to sell?
I don't know.
Também estás a mentir com os anos todos.
Whatever you thought of Morelli, his whole family is dead. They couldn't have all deserved that. I want you to help me here, Foreman.
Morelli was pig-headed. He built the house himself. He didn't want to sell. Stubborn fool was ruining it for all of us.
You said the Morellis had won a weekend away. To Catalina Island?
Yeah, that's right. First thing I thought after the explosion was, thank goodness they was away. But then I find out they were still in there.
Who was running the competition?
What? I don't know.
Não parece a dizer a verdade.
You didn't enter yourself?
I'd already agreed to sell. The competition was an incentive for those who were still thinking about it.
Yeah, ainda tem aqui mais provas. Podes querer a ver isto.
Looks like the same model.
E o mesmo gajo. Deixa eu ver se há mais provas. Oi? Deixa-me ver se aqui no caixote lixa alguma coisa. É negativo.
All a man can do is put in a prayer for the dead. That's all I got to say.
I got friends who work at the Examiner. How about $50 for an exclusive?
Help me out.
We need more from the neighbors, Cole. Keep working them.
I'm going up to the lakes to watch the races on Saturday.
Falta-me uma prova. Uma ou duas. Porque com este gajo não apareceu.
Mr. Man like you always loses a battle of the wits.
Oi?
Whoever he was wearing boondockers. I would know that imprint anywhere.
Ah, e o gajo estava a fumar aqui, 5 cigarros.
Someone was keeping watch.
Ah.
Looks like they were here for quite a while. Brand looks distinctive.
Yeah. Deixa eu ver se é este. Não, não deve ser este. Hã?
Did you see anyone hanging around the Morelli's home prior to the explosion?
Nope. Can't say as I was looking out, though.
Mentiroso.
You sure, Mr. Foreman? There are signs of someone hanging around over there by the fence.
Hey, now that you come to think of it, there was a guy. Kind of tall. Skinny, though.
Anything else?
Orange lumber jacket, a beat-up hat, and no hair. I thought he was the pest exterminator guy who was working around here the last few days. But that guy had hair.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Foreman.
Sure. Hey, if you're interested, I have one of those competition flyers in the kitchen.
Ah.
I could get it for you if you
Por
like.
favor.
That would be great.
Bom ano novo, Lubito. Acredito que seja o Lubito, não é? Para estar no chat CPC.
What did you pick up?
Grande abraço, amigo.
Japanese call it origami. Can I take a look?
Sure.
Pois tem aqui o origami. Cisne.
Paper crane. There's a legend about them. You fold 1,000 of these and you get a wish.
Então, é... desfazer isto? Ver o que é que se passa?
Hey, don't break it.
I'm not. I'm unfolding it. It looks like a waybill or a flyer.
For what?
Elysian Fields.
For Elysian Fields developments.
Ok. Então, toca a fazer uma chamada para ver onde é que é isso.
Oh, I see you already have one.
When did the flyer arrive in your mailbox?
They've been arriving for weeks. This one was in the mailbox when I got home from work yesterday afternoon.
Ih, este gajo também já estava marcado. Ou não? Não, este não estava marcado porque já tinha concordado em vender. Bem, deixa-me usar aqui o telefone para ter informações sobre a localização do Elysian Fields Foundations ou graças. Ou Renewals ou sei lá.
I need an address for a property developer. Elysian Fields Development.
Isso, Elysian Fields Development.
One moment, detective.
What do you throw now?
The address is 748 North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
Não.
Messages, please.
Oh, isso também, mensagens.
You have a message. Contact Captain McKelty immediately.
Thanks. Can you put me through, operator?
Of course. Here you are.
Muito obrigado. Minha querida.
Commander?
Leads on the Morelli fire.
We're about to go and visit Elysian Fields Developments.
You're about to do what? Leland Monroe? He's a personal friend of the mayor and the chief. Are you out of your mind? I'm warning you, Phelps.
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
You have something, you bring it to me. You're hanging by a thread, Phelps.
Ei,
Do you understand?
que corruptos.
Yes, sir.
Good. Have a report on my desk today.
Real happy this is when you marry a
Kelty
girl,
has warned us off over
find
Elysian.
out later she's got
Makes sense. It's a dead end. We should check out Rancho Escondido.
Pronto, então vamos ao rancho.
Sure. Corner of Fountain and Wilton. Let's go.
Então vamos lá, ao rancho escondido. Incomplete Elysian housing development destroyed by fire. Chris Ronaldo, Rancho Escondido, Sui.
Shame about Jeb. The arson desk has been trying to nail that son of a bitch for years.
He's still in custody, Herschel.
Want to bet? Fella kicked him loose already. Can't hold him for misdemeanor cigarettes and matches.
Chris Ronaldo, Sui. Ih, o gajo saiu em andamento.
Times when you really miss a nightstick. There's more religion in the end of a nightstick than in 100 cathedrals.
Ei. Ei. Vou morrer.
Not gonna tell you again, sir. Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property.
It is not
This is
safe,
America,
sir.
dickhead.
Now step back, or I'll lock you up for
Smart
a fray.
mouth son of a bitch.
Ei.
Come on, then.
I'm gonna...
You're damn foolish, soldier.
We're gonna have to pacify these poor saps.
E que é? Tu é mais quantos? E que é? Pimba, pimba. Toma lá, balhote, coralho. Olá, eu fui marine. Eu andei a matar japoneses. Toma lá, cabeçada nos tímpanos. Ah, ok, ainda queres mais? Então anda cá. Pimba, pimba. Pimba, sou o balhote. Vai precisar de uma matraca nova. Oh, tudo preso, tudo para a cadeia. Oh, até está ali o...
When you did, detectives. Those folks were baying for blood.
Okay, then. Let's see if there's anything left to take a look at.
Oh, mas isto não é insta-hit, de certeza. É impossível. Vê que é isto.
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
You'd expect some shrinkage in the heat, but it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on a cheap.
Yeah. É isto que eu tudo.
If we're paying a visit to Elysian and ruining my career, let's bite the bullet and get on with it.
Quer já para aí? Era só isto? Se calhar era. Uau. Só vim aqui só para andar ao texto com dois gajos. E está tudo. Não, não, conduz tu. Conduz tu.
Can you drive to this one?
Nem cabacatuça.
So where do you want to go?
Então, pô, Elysian Fields. Nossa, ver. Cinco da tarde. Se bem. Não, 5 da tarde no jogo. Na vida real, no mundo real são quase 7. Ora, vou falar aqui com a recepcionista.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. We don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe.
Send them through.
Send them through. Putting you through now.
And that's our cue. Thanks, ma'am.
Vamos lá falar aí com o Monroe.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Tá calada sobre
Would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
Okay.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right to.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
Vamos lá falar aqui com o Chris Ronaldo.
You like a cigar? Drink, boys.
I
Não.
love a scotch.
Biggs, we're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
It's terrible, boys. How can I help?
Pensas que me enganas. President of Elysian Fields Developments.
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
Ok, amigo, estás a mentir. Mas a minha pergunta é se eu tenho provas. Pois também, lá está. Será que é doubt?
We found a family burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Yeah.
Point is, every time we find a family barbecued, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
Ah!
Level with me, Mr. Monroe.
Este
You know all
gajo.
about the vacation
Que audácia.
You can believe whatever you like, son. You're missing the vital ingredient called proof.
Meu, até está a tua cara nisto. Estás a gozar comigo.
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe. You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the suburban redevelopment
Tem
fund?
nada a ver com isso. Não tem nada a ver
You
com
want to
isso.
accuse them of murder as well?
Por que não? E quê? Por que não?
You've made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Sim.
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense.
What's Elysian Fields' involvement in Rancho Escondido?
One of our latest housing developments. It was due to open on the weekend, or was before the unfortunate conflagration.
It met with building code regulations.
Absolutely. Only the best for our returning heroes.
Yeah, agora explica-me aquele cimento todo
You're lying,
fodido.
Monroe. There's something out of kilter about that development.
Son, I've had enough of you and your fidgety friend. There's no way in hell you can prove that my materials were inferior.
Pronto. E ele tipo ainda... É uma cena engraçada neste jogo. Que, tipo, acusas alguém de mentira e ele tipo a dizer: ah, não sei quê, não sei que mais. Tens provas de que a minha qualidade é inferior? Tipo, yeah.
I'm no expert.
Só, infelizmente, só agora no fim é que estou a perceber o jogo.
Those houses are undersized and the mortar is faulty.
And there's no wall ties connecting the masonry to the frame.
Every building is built to a budget, boys. Those buildings were inspected and fully insured by California Fire and Life. Investment of that magnitude demands it. Do you think that they'd vouch for the buildings without examining them?
Sim, por acaso acho.
The arsonists. Do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so. The contractors I use for waybills. Do you suppose it could be any of them? I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Glad to be of help, officer.
Que corruptos.
What's the story? Any of these names ring a bell?
Chapman.
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Quem mais tem que ter um phone?
Your boss is a fine man.
Oh, vou já usar o telefone desta senhora.
Susie, you are so bad.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Putting you through now.
Go, Phelps, Batch 1247. How can I help, detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective.
Fuck.
I'm sorry, Detective.
It's not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thanks, ma'am.
Oi? Será que já vão apanhar o gajo? Oh, foda-se. Outra vez a alemã.
A beautiful face delivers love for me in it. Give me your heart, and baby, I'll bin it. 'Cause I always kill the things I love.
Buy me a drink, Cole?
Vai te foder.
No! Not even for old time's sake? Not even
Vai
for
te
that?
foder.
You're not gonna ask me why I'm here?
No.
I wouldn't give you the pleasure. We'll get around to it. She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about the boy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you. Stay away from Elysian Fields.
I should have known that you were playing errand boy.
You and your doofus partner. You have been warned.
Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that company.
I have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here.
Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
O Roy é mesmo um boy. Pronto, lá vai ele pinocar outra vez a alemã. Para quê? Só se espeta.
Monroe?
Yeah. Earl delivered it. You?
McKelty. He started making noises about my pension.
Ai não, ele agora está a viver com a alemã. Tá bem.
Sorry about that, Rudy. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling car 11K, 11K.
11K, go ahead.
11K, the last known address of suspect Herbert Chapman is 650 North Kingsley Drive in Wilshire.
Roger that, KGPL. 11K en route.
Let's go pick him up.
Ei, não quero.
You fought at Sugarloaf, didn't you?
I did. But I don't like to talk about it.
You come across...
You can drive.
Bye. Where are we headed?
Para o apartamento. Que eu não quero conduzir. Conduz tu, conduzes muito bem.
You know Jack Kelso?
He's an insurance investigator over at California Fire and Life. Our paths cross from time to time. For some reason, seeing you makes me think of him.
Has Jack spoken to you about his experiences on Sugarloaf? Or the rest of the campaign?
Jack keeps stum just like you do. I know what it feels like to get back from conflict. You gotta respect that.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Sui.
We're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him too. I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah, he's out somewhere. There's some kind
Let's
of problem.
take a look at the car.
Let's see what he's hauling.
Olá. Olá.
Motive, opportunity, and hard evidence. Should revise the APB. He's clearly armed.
Yeah.
He wants a 5-star goddamn wedding.
E mais panfleto.
Definitely gives him opportunity.
Hold it, Cole. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundromat. Shit. He's seen us.
Cops. Again.
Okay.
Son of a bitch. He must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole. I'll call this in. Get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL. 11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar, currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
All units, officers need assistance on Melrose Avenue. The suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar headed eastbound. Approach with caution. Suspect is in control of the streetcar and driving dangerously. Unit SAM code 3 identified.
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him.
Pá, se não tivesse saído o caminhão dos bombeiros assim do nada.
Might act like a brake and slow the thing down.
E consegues disparar?
Hold him tight, Cole. As soon as he ditches the tram, we'll be there to grab him.
Já tá.
End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole.
E pronto. Tá bem. Pode ser. Fazer o quê? Chorar? Os meus olhos já estão secos. Já não dá para chorar mais.
Son of a bitch, he must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole. I'll call this in. Get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL. 11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar, currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
Roger, 11K. All units, officers need assistance on Melrose Avenue. A suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar headed eastbound. Approach with caution. Suspect is in control of the streetcar and driving dangerously.
Opa, eu pensava que era para ser como é com os carros, que eles ficam ali parados e são presos. Agora não, eles têm que o matar mesmo, ao que parece.
See if you can damage one of the wheels. Might act like a brake and slow the thing down. Hold him tight, Cole. As soon as he ditches the tram, we'll be there to grab him. Don't go to sleep. I've been getting close. Get me closer to the driver's cabin. I'll plug Chapman. End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole.
What in hell's name's going on
Já estava armado em
We have our
estopa.
man, Cole. Well done.
I'm not so sure. Chapman seemed to have his own agenda. There seems to be more to this than a personal vendetta.
What are you talking about?
The fires benefit Elysian in some way. I see Chapman and Monroe working together.
Hey.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman. Hard to be worrying about his side of the story when he's blasting away with that big 45.
Realmente não concordo muito com isso.
Nice work, gentlemen. Put yourself at considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives. Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award. We've had our eyes on that slippery son of a bitch Chapman for as long as I can remember. I couldn't be happier than to wipe him off the scoreboard. I hope this puts to bed that crazy stuff you had going about Leland Monroe. What were you thinking, Phelps? Be calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
E o Nixon era crook, mas pronto. Está toda contente, olha.
A letter from Lou. His insurance policy named me beneficiary.
California Fire and Life. You worked for Elysian?
The roof that he was working on collapsed.
It's a very generous settlement. Elsa, I'd like you to do something for me. I think there's something dirty about Elysian Fields.
What has that got to do with Lou?
I want you to reject this settlement. I want you to go and see an investigator named Jack Kelso and ask him to make some inquiries about Lou's case.
Isn't this police work?
Do you want to find out what happened to Lou?
Why would he help this Kelso?
Jack won't be able to help himself if he smells a rat.
He is a friend of yours?
He hates my guts. Elsa, you could take this money and let them get away with it, or we could get Jack's help and do something about it.
Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to level with him. I really would, but it's too late. Years too late.
Yeah. Alright. Ok. Pronto, vamos dar início a mais um House of Sticks. Deixa eu ver se isto é algo. Não, é para o Late Invitation. House of Sticks não tem nenhum newspaper.
Mr. Kelso?
That's what the sign on the door says, miss.
Ah, agora vou controlar o Kelso.
There's no need to come into the office, Miss Lichtman. If you accept the settlement, all you need to do is sign here.
I don't accept the
What do you mean you don't accept? I think you're pushing your luck, lady. This seems to be a ridiculously generous settlement. A $200 policy with a $20,000 payout? You should...
I don't want the money.
What do you mean you don't want the money?
I want you to investigate this case. I feel my friend may have been the victim of foul play.
Okay. Let me get the case file.
Ei, agora estou curioso. Melhor parte do jogo.
There's got to be more in these files.
Não sei se é. Já não me lembro muito disto. Então.
There's something else in that report. I know it.
É, até tens o John Noble como vilão. Quem é o John Noble? John Noble. Ah, pois, ok, tá bem. Olha, não sabia que ele chamava-se John Noble. Muito me ensinas. Ah, será que isto está bugado? Ah, pois, era isto que eu precisava.
Sounds like your friend took a hell of a fall. I'm sorry for your loss.
Yes, there is.
Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Of course not.
Pronto. Of course not me import. Of course I do not me import.
What basis do you have for your claim of foul play?
Lou Buckwalter was a craftsman. I don't believe he would have made a roof that would collapse.
É doubt, não é?
You want me to reopen this case based on your woman's intuition? That isn't going to happen. Take the money.
I've already told you I do not want the money. There's something wrong with that house.
You and Buckwalter weren't married?
No,
Then how did you become his beneficiary?
we were family friends.
Doubt.
You expect me to reopen this case because you come in here walking that walk? Well, I'm not buying it. I think you should tell me what the hell is going on.
You really want to know?
Yes.
We were interned together on Ellis Island. Resident alien Germans whose parents had been killed by Nazis. Do you see the irony in that, Mr. Kelso? We spent 4 years there.
So the roof collapsed, accidents happen. What exactly are you trying to achieve here, Miss Lichtman?
Exactly what I said. I want that building thoroughly investigated.
Ela agora parece estar a dizer a verdade.
I'm intrigued, Miss Lichtman. I really am. But you're going to have to give me something if you want me to get involved in this.
There is a conspiracy surrounding Elysian Fields and the new houses they are building. I believe your insurance company is involved.
That's pretty heady stuff, Miss Lichtman. Flimsy, but heady.
I've told you what I know, Mr. Kelso. What are you going to do about it?
All right, Miss Lichtman. One final question.
Yes.
What's your address?
Is that usual?
Is there anything usual about this case, Miss Lichtman?
The address is on the letter, Mr. Kelso.
The address. Not the phone number.
Oi, este gajo está-se a fazer à Elsa também? O que é que este pessoal tem... o que é que este alemão tem de especial? Mas que aposto que nem lava os sobacos.
Mr. Benson would like to see you in his office, Jack. Upstairs. Come on, I'll walk you up.
Agora vou jogar com o Kelso.
Your lips are moving. I'm gonna get good and tight come Friday. If you were twice as smart, you'd still be stupid.
Se fosse o dobro de inteligente, continuavas a ser estúpido. Por causa gostei desta. Ah, não é aqui. Olha, este gajo está a jogar minigolf dentro do...
Mr. Benson, you wanted to see me?
Ah, yes, Jack. I'm just trying out a new putter. I noticed Elsa Lichtman in the lobby.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing, Mr. Benson.
Call me Curtis, Jack. This is California.
Like I said, Curtis, this is a very strange case.
How so, Jack?
That lady, Elsa Lichtman, is refusing a 20 grand payout.
Elsa Lichtman is hardly a lady, Jack. She's a jazz musician. Plays at the Blue Room in Hollywood. She has a fine pair of lungs, now that I think
She's
of
the
it.
beneficiary of this guy, Lou Buckwalter. He was killed in an industrial accident working for Elysian Fields Developments. You know Elysian?
I'm familiar with Leland Monroe. We move in similar circles.
Well, Miss Lichtman is making some pretty serious accusations. She says the case stinks and that
She's a
something
very
happened.
highly strung girl, Jack. Strung out might be a better way to put it.
It's a pretty generous payment, Curtis. I think I should look into it.
Is there anything wrong with the paperwork, Kelso?
No, there isn't, Mr. Benson.
I didn't think so. Pay the case out and get her off our backs.
I can't make her take the money,
Deal
sir.
with it, Jack. Do your fucking job. Do I have to do everything?
No, sir, you don't.
Fine, Jack. Fine. You know I have the greatest confidence in you.
Thanks, Mr. Benson.
E este Kelso também é muito correto, ele não se deixa corromper facilmente.
Your car, Mr. Kelso.
Ei!
Thanks, kid.
Ei! Já estou a ver alto problema neste jogo. Mais um. E o problema é que o Kelso não tem nenhum companheiro. Portanto, vou ter que ser eu a conduzir o rei do carro. Ainda para mais estou a ser violentado. Ele faz skip? Ai, faz! Oh, então peraí. Se o tempo não é... Então pronto, retiro o que eu disse. Obrigado, Bruno. Retiro o que disse. Foda-se. Já ia começar a chorar. Elysian Fields Seat 1122 IM. Mas bem, também vou ficar por aqui, que já são 7h20. Ai, olha o que é que me chegou, já agora. Chegou-me o SSD para pôr no Steam Deck e realmente isto é extremamente pequeno. Isto é do tamanho do meu polegar. Como a tecnologia evoluiu, impressionante. Ai. Vou ter que preparar aí uma penzinha para depois instalar isto e instalar o SteamOS. Se calhar vou fazer um vídeo. Vais ter que formatar o Steam Deck. Vou ter que formatar, sim, mas pronto, também não é por aí. Mas bem, vou aproveitar. Se calhar depois do jantar faço isso. E gravo um vídeo até, se calhar. Disso e também de mudar a pasta térmica ao Steam Deck. Já que aquilo vai estar aberto, faço tudo. E é isso. Vemo-nos por aí. Possivelmente amanhã continuamos a jogar NOIRE com o Jack Kelso. E estamos cada vez mais próximos do fim do jogo. É isso. Grande abraço. Fiquem todos muito bem. Tchauzinho, amigos. Tudo bom.